BlackBerries, the communication milestone of today's society. With the ability to talk, text, surf the web, and take pictures and video, they pack a lot into the small device, which unfortunately has led to an addiction problem with their users. BlackBerries are showing up everywhere. They're spreading like wildfire. In this documentary, we will dive into the world of the CrackBerry virus. In 1996, Research in Motion, or RIM for short, introduced the first version of the BlackBerry. This was not the BlackBerry people know today. It was a two-way pager. The monochrome handheld pager then evolved into a PDA-inspired version with even more support for email and business solutions. In 2003, RIM introduced their first email and phone integrated version with a color screen with a nice 240 by 160 pixel size. RIM now produces phones like the BlackBerry Storm, the Curve, and the Bold, with addicting features like BlackBerry Messenger and thousands of downloadable applications. With an average of 1.45 million mobile subscribers per quarter, this addiction grows within our population every year. But how does this popularity affect us?
Ever since RIM introduced the BlackBerry, its popularity has just increased astronomically. People just get sucked into this BlackBerry hole, and they can't put it down. It's really starting to become a problem in our society these days when people just can't interact with other people if they don't have their BlackBerry on them.
The problem with BlackBerries is that people tend to use them mainly for texting as opposed to the iPhone, where they tend to use it for music and all the separate apps. The BlackBerries just feel limiting. People think they're cheaper than the iPhones. That makes them want to buy them a lot more.
I mean, I love my BlackBerry so much. I mean, it has everything. It's got the GPS, it's got the brick breaker, the BBM. Like, what more do you need? I just can't put it down. Would I say I'm addicted? Maybe. But is it such a bad thing?
I'm a recovering BlackBerry addict. I used to use my BlackBerry 24/7. The worst part of my wedding day was my addiction because I was using my BlackBerry. So my family said that I needed to get some help, so I sought to it. So what I did was I got a regular phone, and everything's normal and perfectly fine.
But the big question that remains is, why are they so addictive?
When I used to work at Research in Motion in the R&D department, we decided ever since the 7000 series that the unit had to be as addictive as possible. And through the public testing, we concluded that the messaging, email, and web surfing features were the most popular.
Now, it's hard to believe that in this little device here, you've got many things such as applications, calendars, games, your messenger, your email. You can even call somebody on the other side of the world. Now, it's starting to become a little bit more apparent to me of why these little devices here are becoming such an epidemic in the world. There's so much technology involved in these little devices called BlackBerries that it seems like the cycle is just going to keep going and technology is going to get more advanced. BlackBerries are available at almost every cell phone company in Canada, including the major three, Bell, Rogers, and TELUS. The average price of a BlackBerry is $600 for the newer models, which seems like a high price to pay. But cell phone companies have reduced the price of the smartphones with a 3-year contract, reducing the price to a low $50. This reduced price has given everyone a chance to buy a BlackBerry. This is increasing the amount of sales and aiding people's addictions to CrackBerries.
I have a regular phone myself, and it does all the same things as a BlackBerry would. I can text the same, I talk on the phone the same, I get the same amount of service. I don't know what the big epidemic is about, but as a regular cell phone user, I don't see the point.
In February of 2009, Research in Motion released this commercial to take a shot at Apple. Although this commercial wasn't aired much on television, it was a viral video on the internet. It is apparent that this addiction to BlackBerries will continue to spread like a virus. More and more people are buying BlackBerries every day. But will it get worse? Or eventually subside? This is a CrackBerry world we live in, and only the textiest will survive.
I'm a recording BlackBerry addict.
The ability to talk, text, and phone.
When I used to work at Research in Motion in the R&D department, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, class, so today we are going to learn about commercials and how they have affected me.
Ever since Okay, sentence take one. I forgot what I was gonna say at the end.